Alright, today is gonna be a little different for the Goonie Squad pod. Yes, sir. So, today we're gonna be doing two pogues and a grunt. The two pogues are these two right here on my screen. Let me introduce them. Let me unmute them. What's up, living zombie? How are you, my friend?
What is up, the real Odie? It's the one, the only living zombie 101.
And then we
That's all
got
you get.
That's fine. And then we got No One Loves You, aka I Love You 707.
Yep, I ain't got a camera, so that's all you get.
I mean, you can use your phone camera, but
Well, then how am I supposed to watch the Twitch?
you use the computer.
You know what? You make too much sense. No wonder you're not in anymore.
You're right.
Alright, Chad, check it out. So, for those of y'all who don't know, I'm in the military. No One Loves You is still in the military, and Living Zombie just got out of the military. Living life up. So, we're going to be discussing a couple of topics that we came up with last night, and No One Loves You came up with them this morning. So, real quick, I just want to point out, I got my ass chewed out by saying lasagna is just spaghetti flavored cake.
Yeah, absolutely, you did.
Explain why I got my ass chewed out, and why is it, like, not wrong, though?
I
It's
can't.
meat flavored cake.
Dude, lasagna is...
Stop saying fucking cake. Oh,
It's spaghetti flavored cake, bro. That's what lasagna
spaghetti
is.
flavored. What is
I don't
a
believe
spaghetti?
that. No.
It's what is spaghetti? Spaghetti is a fucking
Pasta.
thin. It's a thin pasta with the sauce and the meat.
And the cheeses.
What do you think lasagna is? It has flat pasta. With
You know
the
what?
sauce
You know
and
what?
the
I
meat.
think we can find a middle ground to compromise with, because
I don't
cake's
know.
too far one side and spaghetti flavor just makes it sound unappetizing. So why don't we just go with a spaghetti cake baked fashion or something of that sort?
I don't like.
It still
I don't
goes
like
in the
that either.
oven like a cake.
I don't like the word using cake because I love cake.
The
Cake
way-
is my
well,
weakness.
If cake tasted like spaghetti, I mean, if they made a way to make it work, I'd be down.
Cake.
But
I
it
like
just
cake,
does not
and I like
sound good.
spaghetti. Okay. What's macaroni then? Wait, what
Why
do
are
you
we?
mean by that?
Why are we doing that to macaroni now? What are we doing to macaroni?
Ooh, chicken pasta. It's like Alfredo sauce. That's basically what mac and cheese is.
What?
Minus the chicken.
It's a different kind of
Oh,
sauce,
it's a
though.
pasta.
It's a pasta. That's what macaroni is. It's a pasta.
All right, my inner Italian, my fingers are crossed right now. Let's keep going.
All right.
Killing me.
All right. No One Loves You. Well, what was one of the top? All right. So most of the ones that we came up with were military related, though. So go ahead. What was the? Ow, my pie.
All right, well, I guess we could dip a toe and let's explain what shamming is and some of the best shamming tactics.
Spoken like
away.
true NCOs, non-commissioned officers.
Yes, we are all NCOs, which is the funny thing.
All right, so I mean, my favorite way to sham. I'm not gonna go present day. I'll go in the past first.
Okay.
Coming up as a PV2 PFC, my first unit. I was on rear detachment, so like my unit was deployed. I didn't make the cut, and so there's a bunch of us in the rear. We're just keeping busy. Really, there's nothing in our MOS that we're really able to do. So you get treated like a janitor. What else?
What's MLS?
Oh, all right, fair enough. So MOS, military occupational specialty. It's whatever job you're assigned or you chose when you joined the service. So like me, for instance, I'm a 15 Romeo. I'm an Apache mechanic. So when my unit deployed, yeah, so like Odie is an 11 Bravo. He's an infantryman.
I'm infantry.
What's Bravo?
Stand by.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Sorry.
You're playing a dumbass. Ridden Moose said macaroni and spaghetti and lasagna
Oh, you're fine.
is all the same thing, just different noodles.
Wait, what? Let me read.
Oh, you eating some meaty macaroni?
Golly, Chef Boyardee, baby, let's go.
Chef Boyardee is like all the same if you think about it.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Ravioli. It's
You,
delicious.
it's all
Yeah.
the same thing.
Ravioli,
It's just,
ravioli,
like, in
give me the
different
ravioli.
forms. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. MOS.
I don't know. It was long-winded. I got distracted. All I remember was, blah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. We can save the AAR till afterwards. But
Yes.
so to answer
AAR
your
means after
question,
action report, by the way, or review.
What?
Bravo, the identifier, is your assigned section of that. Okay, so 11 series, that's infantry. And then the letter is going to be what part of the infantry. So you have like Charlies, which are mortarmen. You have Bravos, which are riflemen. And those are the only two that I'm aware of. And then
You gotta love an
15
X.
series would be aviation. And you have a lot of different ones. You have the old one, which is no longer a thing, which was a Juliet for the Kiowa aircraft. You have Tangos for Blackhawks, Romeos for Apaches, Papa for flight operations, Yankee for armament and electrical, and a bunch of other stuff. But anyway, we all of our aircraft were deployed. So I was on rear D. There's no aircraft to work on, and Living Zombie, I remember, she was there with me. There's a lot of inventories, mopping, sweeping, just daunting tasks. And so if we finished early for the day, I'd say 6 times out of 10 we got to go home early. On the times we didn't get released early, I had appointments. Winky face. They don't ask, you don't tell, as far as the appointments go.
That's fair.
But if that wasn't it, hell, there was times I'd just take an extended lunch and wait for them to call me, which ended up biting me in the ass a couple times.
Ooh, so you got smoked. Smoked is corrective action, by the way, people.
Lots of push-ups.
Lots of push-ups. Get you ready.
But y'all, what are some of your favorite tactics?
So, I never actually had a tactic. Like, I would just leave if nobody told me anything. But, fucking, whenever I had my eye surgery, though, I milked the shit out of my profile. So, they had a lieutenant that had the same surgery as I did, and he would instantly go back to work. He would do his physical training, PT, lift heavy shit, and I would just milk it. Like, they would be like, why are you not working out? Why are you not lifting heavy shit? I'm like, my profile says I can't lift shit for 2 months because I can't strain my eyes or else it'll pop, so on and so forth. I had to wear shades. So, my dog. But yes, and there was a couple times where Pack Bomb is requesting a treat for you. There was a couple times where I like overslept my nap during lunch, and nobody said anything, so I just like sneakily creeped in at like 1400, 1430 into work. What about you, Zombie?
Oh, for shamming, huh? Oh boy, I hate to break you guys' little hearts.
Oh,
but...
I'm gonna call Bull. I'm gonna call
Okay.
Bull real quick.
Yeah,
I
you too.
seem to remember a trip to Portland during the duty day.
Whoa! That was
What?
supervised. Thank you.
Still,
By an NCO.
By
yeah,
who? First
that
officer?
E6 took y'all under his wing and y'all shammed for the day.
Oh my gosh, you. Well, now let me tell you something, Odie. Now, little no one loves you was very salty during
Me and that
detachment.
E6 did not get along.
Like, oh my gosh, I got away with murder right there. Best day was at best for shaman. We got at the end of the day, we did get stuff done, but on the RUD detachment, like one of the things that we had to do on Monday is what? What do you got on Monday? Motor pool Monday, right?
Monday.
Exactly. So me and another soldier, all we had to do was dispatch one vehicle, and we took our time with it, so we didn't have to deal with anything else throughout the day. But at the end of the day, job got done. Later on in life, though, as an NCO, I just get in my truck and drive to the shop at whenever I wanted.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right as well. All right,
And
real quick.
go ahead.
I was gonna show them what y'all worked on.
I don't know what I worked on.
I was gonna.
Truck. PMCSing the mops, like you gotta be more specific.
Well, I was gonna show them what kind of helicopters y'all worked on, if that's all right.
That's good.
Or would that be
I mean-
considered OPSEC?
No, it's a picture of a freaking helicopter. You'll be fine.
Okay.
It has rockets and missiles.
Okay, so this is what they worked on. This is the Apache helicopter. They were mechanics. They fixed it. Like, No One Loves You. I remember a couple, like, I think it was like 2 months ago, like early January, February timeframe. Y'all took one apart and had to do day and night shift putting it back together, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the reset. So every so many hours, you gotta basically take all the components off and inspect them from the frame out. It's a lot of work.
And then you put it back together. It's pretty
Yep,
simple.
and you pray like hell it flies.
Oh, it flies eventually.
It flies eventually.
Like I tell whenever I work on it, I'll tell them like, this is the task I've been given. At the end of the day, it'll get done eventually.
And this is what I work on. This is what I drive. This is what I work on. Give me a second. There it is. This is a Striker, an ICV, which is an infantry carrying vehicle.
In layman's terms,
Retarded.
big hunk of poo poo.
Yes, they break every 30 miles, and it's retarded.
Glorious. Fucking pain.
It is a pain. Life, that is pain. Life isn't pain, but that is.
So glad I don't have to work on that. I had enough time in freaking deal with being master driver for my freaking unit. That was fun.
I actually
always thought it
requested
was-
to be master driver for my battalion.
I always thought it was funny watching them get broken down on post, and usually because one of the tires are flat and they have 4 axles, so it's like,
Hold on.
whoever is in charge does not know how to lift that individual axle to drive on.
I got a story about the breaking down on post part. All right, this is at my last unit, literally right down the street from my current one right now. So we were going to the range on main post right next to the shop at, right? And y'all know where that main intersection on Pendleton is.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as we got through that intersection, our transmission took a shit on us and we couldn't go forward at all. And we were in the left lane, so
Pain.
So we had the whole Striker was full of infantry guys going to the range. We had our M4s with us and all. And then it broke down. It literally slow crawled through the green light. And then we stopped on the other side. An MP came out, stopped us, or came behind us. Everybody got off, and then the driver decided to let go of the brake while somebody was standing on top and still rolled.
Nice.
Oof.
Yeah, and that guy got pissed off and started yelling at the driver. He was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And so on and so forth. Some other words were exchanged. I don't remember, and I'm not going to say if I do, but it was fun.
Let's just say it was probably colorful.
It was very colorful, and we were stuck on the side right next to the shop at for like maybe 2 hours waiting on a ride.
Oh wow. At least you're next to the shop at.
Yeah, we couldn't go there though because we had our weapons. Our platoon sergeant told us no.
I would have just battle buddy like, hey, you watch this real quick over and then grab us some fucking smokes or some fucking Red Bulls.
Exactly.
You know, perfect.
All right. So, what other topics did you have? No One Loves You.
I mean, he already started the next one I was going to bring up, which was the common addictions.
Ooh.
Oh.
Cigarettes,
Such as
alcohol,
smokes,
pornography for infantrymen.
nicotine, dark humor.
Dark humor is an addiction. What else?
She's the one thing that everyone's addicted to.
The what?
Social medias.
Porn.
Social media. You know, it's not where I was going with it, but it's close enough. You know, you watch it on your phone, right?
Yes.
Well,
Right.
We're not talking about your individual addiction with TikTok or your relationship with.
I don't know what y'all
Those-
are talking
I
about.
mean-
My addiction is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
I think, honestly, I think I take a lot of responsibility for the amount of people I've gotten addicted to TikTok.
Told you I didn't want to download it.
I got it back when it was Musically, and I freaking shipped it over to TikTok. That
Yeah.
was Korea, man. That was all I watched in Korea was TikTok.
All right, real quick. So, what was the most thing that you've seen somebody do? Like either drink Monsters, drink Red Bull, coffee, smoke cigarettes. Like,
I
what was
I
the
got one.
main thing y'all seen where y'all worked at that somebody was really addicted to, like caffeine related
Fucking
or nicotine
all
related?
right. My squad leader on deployment, Sergeant Velasquez. Fucking his addiction was Monster. Like
Boy, was
like
it.
My
oh
boy,
my god! Like
my man.
he would get a flat of the tall boys of green monsters for his room, and I think he'd have to have at least 3 a day to survive. I was a 1 to 2. It depend, because I had a little tiny little Coca-Cola refrigerator I could stuff him in to keep him cool. But he had he would always get just a flat case of them and just yeah, he had a shit ton. And then I'm not gonna tell you what he did with the empty cans, but Monster was definitely his addiction.
Yeah, that man had a vendetta against water
Absolutely.
in
I
120-degree weather.
I mean, I had a staff sergeant when I went to NCC, and that's literally all he drank the whole time was Monster. He brought, I think it was like 3 of the 32 cases in a fucking tough box in the back of the Humvee, and he was our acting first sergeant. So I sat with him, I talked to him, I was like, "When was the last time you drank water?" He was like, "Probably 10 years ago when I was on deployment." I was like, "Fuck, okay."
Golly.
And that's what got him hooked on Monster. Like he actually tried to get sponsored by Monster doing so many other things because he has his truck logoed with Monster and it said Unleash the Beast on the back window. His whole man cave, he showed me a picture of it. It was Monster logos everywhere. Pool table, Monster, fridge, Monster. Everything. I was like, dude, you have an addiction.
Jeez. He ain't gonna sponsor you. You're just gonna keep giving them money.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, shit.
Oh,
I want to say it was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. My bad, because I was still in that last unit. And at that time, they had like a contest going on for the monster thing. Like they would, if they picked your name, they would give you like a dirt bike or something with the monster logo on it and a Yeti with monster logo.
Okay.
And he filled up like 10 tickets. That was it, and it was out of so many fucking hundreds of thousand people. And he actually got picked. He got the dirt bike, he got the fridge and the Yeti. Like I was impressed. But
When you're committed, you're committed.
now I know my girlfriend Cindy Lou, who is actually in the chat. She has an addiction to Red Bull, which I can't hate on. I like Red Bull, so
Yeah, I had to break mine because I think it was
same here.
because it was like all of 2020, freaking between freaking work, getting off work, buying like 3 Red Bulls, chugging those,
hold on,
playing
hold on,
Warzone.
hold on, hold on. How big were the Red Bulls though? Were they like
Uh,
the 12, 16, or 20
They're
ounce?
like
okay,
not
okay.
the Mondo ones, but not the teeny ones. They're like the middle ones.
Yeah,
It
the
was the
16
middle,
ounce.
like when I was doing because it was the blueberry ones, the blue
Ooh,
Raz or whatever it's called.
okay.
It was those ones I would do, but then I started getting the tall boys.
Dude,
So that was my go-go juice for Warzone.
whenever I first joined, I would drink 2 or 3 of those 20-ounce cans a day, and that's the reason
Yeah.
why I was having a financial crisis.
Jeez. Yeah.
And it was I
Yeah.
was working those graveyard shifts at
That
10 o'clock to 8 in the morning when I was living out on the opposite side of base than I am now. And I think my record in one day was probably 16
God,
and no sleep for 2 days. Like it got bad, man.
graveyard shift fucking kills.
Well, it's
Oh,
like
it's
if you want a weekend, you can't go to sleep Friday morning.
Cindy Lou who just said one a day is not that bad. Depending on how big it is. If you're considering like the 20-ounce one a day, then yeah, it's kind of bad. But if it's the 16 or 12, I can understand.
yeah. Well, I just I didn't need it anymore, so I switched back to coffee.
Yep, that's
I
what
will
I'm doing
say I
right
am
now.
still addicted to coffee. I have my morning coffee through the work week. I go to the shop next to my apartment complex. I get my white on white hot with caramel.
You're talking about like coffee, bro. I have a tattoo literally dedicated to coffee. That's how much of an addiction I have.
Love it.
I mean, and when I'm drinking tea, I can just switch it over. It's like, yeah, it's sweet tea. It's hot tea right there.
Other addictions though too. Like I didn't really smoke until I deployed. That was a big one. I smoked a lot on deployment.
Yeah, absolutely, a lot on deployment.
I actually slowed down a lot. Fucking
That's good.
Pretty much
because
given up the butts.
Cindy Lou Who, like, that's my girlfriend. In case y'all didn't know, Cindy Lou Who is
Didn't
my
no,
girlfriend.
didn't pay attention when you said it earlier, so you're
Yeah.
good.
Well,
So
yeah,
well,
that's 2 strikes. Third time, it's no longer your girlfriend.
oh fuck off. So, anyways, um, so she doesn't like the smell of cigarettes, and she's actually helping me stop, which I appreciate. But at the same time, it relieves stress. Like we can all agree that nicotine is like a stress reliever. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Well, you're
No, you're
not
not
wrong.
wrong. No, you're not
Wrong.
wrong.
Look at my
Oh,
paper.
like just like on my freaking trip to Disney World, I didn't have like any cigarettes for like half of it. It was rough.
Yeah, because you can't smoke at a kid park.
Yeah, you can. I got smoking areas.
Oh, fair, but still.
It's just not in the park. It's outside of the park.
Yeah, and then you got to worry about the line getting back in.
Not really. But
Nonetheless,
What's the next one, my friend? What's the next one?
regardless.
we
No
did
one.
shamming tactics. We did addictions.
Yep.
Let's save the smoke pit banter for last. Let's go ahead and move into, okay, from well, if it suits, right? So from basic training to now,
Okay.
what's the grossest roommates you can remember and why?
Okay. Um. So I've actually had two. One of them wasn't mine, but I do have a story about that guy. The other one was mine. It was my old medic, bro. And this was not too long ago. This is like last year. And he was a PFC at the time. And y'all know how I like to be. Sometimes I get OCD. Sometimes I like to keep shit organized and as clean as possible. When I tell you this guy did not wash his dishes after he used it, it was disgusting. Like Monday to Friday. Okay, let me start from the beginning. Um, so I move in. I'm there before him. The next day he moves in. I told him, I was like, I made a deal with him. I was like, after you use a dish, you wash it, put it away. That way we don't have to worry about dishes piling up. He's like, okay, cool. Next day comes around, I see a dish in the fucking sink. I'm like, okay, maybe he's just exhausted from work. He'll clean it tomorrow or later on tonight. Next day, another one, and it just piled up from there. And then by Saturday, it's fucking filled. I'm like, all right, I'm fucking cleaning this shit, and I'm gonna tell him something. So I clean the dishes. I knock on his door. This motherfucker's room, clothes everywhere, gear all over the floor. There's 3 pizza boxes underneath his computer. There's like 4 cans of Coke next to his fucking bro. When I tell you I wanted to kick him out of the fucking barracks and be somebody else's roommate, ugh. And on top of that, the other guy was one of my buddy's roommates, and he complained to me about how you can smell weird scents coming from his room, and every time he would open the door, it would be like a death smell. Like
Ooh.
this kid never showered, he never fucking washed his clothes, and it was disgusting, bro. And I experienced that firsthand because I had to grab something from his room, and it hit me. I was like, all right,
Rough.
yeah.
Kids are nasty.
Well, I mean, you probably remember when we was in AIT, forever ago. There's that one kid. His name, I think it was.
No names.
It's like, all right, well, we'll leave that out. But it was that.
We'll call him John Doe.
Sure. He was in that corner bed in our first room after I got kicked out before y'all kicked him out. or he was in the one next to y'all, he would get off of work, take his boot socks off, and slap them against his wall locker, hang them
Yeah.
on the end of his bed, and wear them again the next day for like a week straight.
I remember that.
You
Those
know who he's
things
talking
could
about?
stand up on their own,
You talking
and
about
they
his boots?
reeked. No, his socks, dude.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
the socks were freaking.
It's like
I forgot about that, man. The
Whatever.
repressed memory. Thanks for bringing it back.
whenever he threw the sock, it hit the wall like a brick.
Golly.
Nasty, dude. He slapped him against the wall locker. It was like a dust cloud, and it just stank.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that's pain. You know, if you take your socks off, throw it, and it sticks to the wall, you know it's good.
All right.
Somebody had a good time.
I bet.
What about you,
Golly.
Zombie?
I mean, that's about the same. But then we had one guy at our old barracks where we were staying out of the old battalion building, and fucking
Oh God.
bottles full of pee. Glorious. Don't they would be like, don't give that man a bottle, empty bottle. He'll ask for you. Don't give him any, because you know what he's gonna do with it.
Every night too. He'd be walking up and down the halls. And the bad part was about it too, like what makes it worse, is that the latrine was maybe 20 paces from his door. He chose to utilize empty bottles in his room versus walking outside of his room to go to the bathroom.
That,
Yeah. That
that's
is just
disgusting.
no thanks.
I mean, I can understand if you're quarantined and you can't fucking like get out of your room.
Yeah, but this is like 2014, man. Nobody
Yeah.
was quarantined.
Nah, and I'm pretty sure he had to have been trying to sell clean pee or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, for the
You know, it is a lucrative business.
for the UAs. Yeah, I'll give you $50 for this bottle.
Yeah, because you know, like I do know some people that popped hot because of that stuff.
Oh, on that
Play
topic,
stupid games, play stupid prize, or win stupid prizes.
Wait! I don't want stupid prizes. Give me the good prizes.
on this topic, Zombie, no one. I was a PP watcher for the first time 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Oh, he broke his cherry.
welcome to the club, man. I was like, every time they had one, man, I was the only one picked to watch.
Don't lie, you volunteered.
You damn right I did. It got my ass out of work, man. Shannon.
There you go, dude. So like, I talked to the my platoon sergeant. I was like, do they need watchers? Because I'm an E5 now. And he was like, I don't know. You'll have to ask him. And then right before I walked up to the guy, he was like, hey, Odie, I need you to be a watcher. I'm like, yo, bet. Keeps me out of the motor
they'll find
pool,
you.
keeps me from cleaning shit.
Yeah, but
And-
what he didn't tell you was the backstory where he sat there and stared at a ruler for 3 hours in preparation to size everybody up.
No, so and y'all know how it is. You have to stay there until everybody's done peeing, regardless. So I stayed there. I was the last watcher for the last guy. I stayed there the whole fucking time.
Some people just like some days you just know they're gonna do it, so you don't go to the bathroom in the morning.
And I'm guessing y'all have had these, like the nervous peers.
Yep, you gotta turn the faucet on just a little bit.
I've had the guys literally take a shit while they're peeing in a cup. So
that
no
actually
no
happened.
nervous.
That was my first time. Everything happened at once. A guy shit and pissed in the cup. One guy said he had to pee.
Well, hold on, back
He
up.
went-
In the cup?
No, not shit. In
No,
the cup.
piss. They piss in the
Okay.
cup as they're
Okay.
shitting.
Yeah,
Well, I
they're
just
shitting.
misunderstood. That would have been a first for me.
And for
Get
that guy,
promoted.
like, you know, you have to watch. So I told him, I was like, I know the guy. I was fucking with him. I was like, all right, you got to leave the stall door open the whole time, and I got to watch you pee in the cup. And that's what he did. I was like, oh my God, okay.
Bet.
And then we had a private. This private was like really antsy. He had to pee. I was like, you ready? He was like, yeah. So we went to the bathroom, and he was like, Sergeant, I don't think I can pee. I'm like, why? You just told me you had to, like, not even a minute ago. And then he was like, I don't know, Sergeant, I'm nervous. I can't pee. I was like, all right, let's go back. And this happened like 2 or 3 times. I ordered pizza before I went watch this kid again. Like, I waited 30 minutes for my pizza. I ate, and then I brought him. And then I turned this faucet on for him. He was like, all right, I can go now.
So you remember, like, from you guys seen what's the movie called? Fun with Dick and Jane with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And she just he's doing the taking the piss. She just blows on it. The cool air. Just gotta blow some cold air on it, man. It goes.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've done that where I fucking turned the faucet on for them and try to help them out with that.
That's fair.
Ugh.
That's fair.
Yeah, and they have to fill it up.
Chat, if y'all have other topics for us to talk about, please text it in the chat and we'll get to it. And we'll see what we can come up with on those.
All right, next one in the lineup is the dumbest punishments / funniest smoke sessions.
Ooh, I got you. Okay, so this is not my idea. I have to give it to my buddy. So this, you actually know him, Zombie. We played pool with him and he sort of offed himself. But he told me that whenever his privates were doing dumb shit, he would smoke them doing dumb shit, like as it. All right, anyways, so if he had multiple privates, he would have one just stand in a circle and rotate as the sun, have another one on the outside and rotate around that as this as the Earth, and then have another one around the Earth rotating as the moon, and then you have Jupiter, Saturn, and all that, just doing a whole solar system.
Sounds like fun.
Like I said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Facts.
That's a funny smoke session, just to make them feel retarded.
Some of ours are probably not allowed anymore because it's hazing.
What, monkey fuckers?
No. Some of the stuff we'd make them do, or we've seen done or heard about people doing. So like the dumbest one I've ever heard from one of my old squad leaders, and he said the dumbest one that he'd ever seen or done was somebody was wasting his time or just couldn't get right. He'd make them show up 10 minutes early, sit in front of a window facing the mountain, and he'd be on volcano watch. Every hour on the hour, he'd give them an update on what's going on with Mount Rainier.
I love that one. I mean, Mount Rainier is an active volcano, so he's not wrong.
I think he told me that one, and he told me another one. He said, the way he phrased it, right? He was like, "Have you ever met somebody that just seems so dumb that you feel dumb for having to talk to them?"
Yes.
Yes.
And he said, and he called him out too. He's like, "Look, dude, you are stealing the oxygen from the air around me." So he handed him a plant as an inspectable item for the day. He said, "This plant is to stay with you from 09 to 1700 to replace the oxygen you're stealing from everybody else."
I love that.
I can't do that.
I love that.
That's hazing now.
You can't do that. No.
I mean, whenever I fucking joined, we had this was in Yakima, and then somebody was like throwing rocks, so the squad leader had the private just like pick up so many rocks, grab a Sharpie, and number them all the way to like 100, and then put it in his cargo pockets. And he would have to keep accountability of those rocks. And then whenever he went to bed, he would have to line them in front of his bunk in like a full formation. And like 3 or 4 formations. That's first, second, and third platoon. He put a first sergeant in the front, a CO in the back.
Oh, man.
Hopefully 6 and 7 were standing in the front.
Yep.
One of the other ones too I saw actually on deployment was when people were doing minor infractions like showing up late, being lazy about shaving, not getting haircuts when they needed to be. If they had to constantly be told, they were sent up to the talk, and they would grab rocks and paint them and align them as a mural or a tribute to our patch.
To our what?
So you ever heard of those like living patch photos?
Yeah.
So imagine that, but with rocks. They had to go and paint them.
Oh shit. All right.
And these, I'm not talking like 3 foot by 3 foot. No, this thing was like 40 feet long, 50 feet wide, and all that. Like it was done up.
Ooh, that was good. Man.
That was a good push.
That hurt. I still got that
Golly.
candy stuck in my throat, bro. Thanks, Cindy Lou. I told her. I called her last night. I complained to her about it. She was like, "Now I know not to give you candy because you're a child and you'll choke on it." I'm like, "Yeah."
Just like plastic bags. It's probably not a good idea.
This man cut himself on a knife. So yeah, while doing
All right,
dishes.
let's
Thanks
let's
for another
let's
hug.
turn this table a little bit on the topic. So, what's the dumbest thing that you've had to do? Either smoking someone, excuse me, dumbest thing you've had to do getting smoked by someone else, or the dumbest thing you personally have had someone do to smoke them.
Uh,
Um.
nah.
So it wasn't really a smoke, but I made him feel retarded because he did some retarded shit. I made him go to the armor and ask for his BA 11s.
Nice.
Nice.
And his Pen 15. Can't forget the Pen 15.
Yep.
ID. Don't forget the ID 10 Tango.
Oh yeah.
Fucking before our last 4 day, like 2 weeks ago, one of the sergeants had a private grab the metal stake and a Sharpie and walk around the water buffalo and hit it. And he said, if it sounds hollow, put an X. That's where the marker's like soft. So he would just go around 2 or 3 water buffaloes, just knock it, put an X. And the funny thing is, it was empty, so it's all hollow.
Wow.
So the thing was covered in X's.
Golly.
The dumbest thing I've had to do as getting smoked, right? So, back to the RUD time. I was in the back of a truck unloading rifle racks to the armory. And I look in the bed of the truck. Mind you, I think it was June, July, so it's nice and hot for this area.
Yeah.
And canopy's on the truck, so it's hot in there. It's musty. I've been working a while, so I got my sweat going. Moments before this happened, I put a big old chaw in. I'm talking like nearly a horseshoe.
Ooh.
And I'm going to work, doing my stuff, and I went and handed him the last couple. One of them, I think it was, might have been a couple left, whatever. See a little key tag on the thing. We've been joking around all day, so I picked it up and I was like, "Yo, hey, son." He's like, "What?" I said, "Think fast," and I threw it like a ninja star, right, thinking it'd get a chuckle or something. Oh no, oh no, no. He's like, "You think that's funny?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that was kind of funny. Like, I'll show you what I think is funny." And he proceeded to have me do 8 count push-ups in the back of this truck. Couldn't spit, and I was basically drowning on dip spit by the time he was done. It was a solid 20 minutes of going. It was rough.
That boy right there.
At least I never had to sweep the sunshine away.
I never got to do that either.
Or mop the rain.
Yeah.
Mop the motor pool in the middle of the rain.
Yep.
Rough.
Saw a video of a guy mopping the ocean on TikTok.
Golly.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. I had to freaking do a corrective action to one of my soldiers. He had borrowed a freaking flashlight from another soldier and had left it inside an aircraft after the PMDs and all the final inspections were done for the night. So, FOD, foreign object. No bueno. So I freaking literally it's probably a good quarter of a mile, just fucking had him do freaking iron mics and then just make him do 8 count push-ups in between all the way back to where we were working out of it. It was glorious.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what
And
Barracks is.
Yeah. But it's like the soldiers that like actually doing fucking PT when you drop them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually what I did to counter that was have them write essays. I hated that. It's perfect.
Yeah, essays make the brain hurt.
Yep.
I had to make. I didn't feel like smoking this guy. It was a private and fucking. This was literally like 3 weeks ago. I gave him an ultimatum. I gave him three options. I said I can either smoke you, I can either write you a counseling, or you can write me an essay on the importance of why you should always have accountability of your cat card.
Enough.
So this guy said, I'll take the smoking. I'm like, bro, I'm giving you an easy out on writing an essay.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, you sure you want the smoking? And then he thought about it. He was like, all right, I'll write the essay.
I would have
I
just
was
taken
like,
the
all right.
smoking.
Oh, for sure. It's smoking every time.
I
Yeah.
mean, I made it easy for him. I said 2 paragraphs, 3 to 5 sentences on the accountability
That
and
ain't
the
no
importance.
essay.
Hey, an essay.
Summary, bro.
You do 500 to 1,000 word.
Well, we had a lot of shit to do because we were leaving the next day, and I didn't want to
I
like
need to.
get him like super exhausted because he's a driver.
Sergeant Softy over here.
Well, he's
Yeah. Right.
I was told that I couldn't like really get him exhausted because he's a driver and he has to make it back. So I gave him those options.
That's what coffee's for.
He doesn't drink coffee. That's the thing.
Boy, tell you what. You ain't been in the military long enough. You ain't drinking coffee.
He hasn't. He hasn't
What's
even
the
hit a year
dumbest
yet.
thing you've done during the duty day and got caught by someone higher than you? Whether or not you got in trouble.
Um, this was back in basic training. It wasn't really during the duty day. It was towards the ends.
Oh, if we're doing basic training, I got one.
No,
Go ahead.
So you know how during basic training you have to say at ease when the drill sergeants walk in, right?
No.
Okay, that was just me then. So every time the drill sergeant stepped foot in the cough, we would have to call at ease. So this was towards the end of the day. Everybody's working out and getting ready for bed. Our drill sergeants walk out of their office, and I'm doing push-ups, and then they call at ease. So I just go on my stomach and go to parade arrest. The drill sergeant.
You would.
The drill sergeant looked at me. He was like, "Are you retarded or an idiot?" I was like, "A little bit of both, drill sergeant." As I'm face down on the mat doing push-ups, he was like, "All right, carry on."
Wow.
So that was my dumbassery of the day there.
Oh man, my dumbassery was like freaking. So we were doing land nav like the first night, and someone flashed. Everyone got a flashlight, so somebody flashed a light in my eye, and I cussed him out. And get that bucket out of my eyes. And then it turned out it was one of the drill sergeants. Pain. Nice. After that pain. And then we had to write an essay after the fact. After the pain.
You want to come sit on daddy? Come here.
Yes. Where you at?
Acting a little sus, man.
Sus.
You know this story. I've told you at least a couple of times. I was walking back from the DFAC on deployment with a couple people I work with, and I had my sun hat, had my rifle. It's like a 1.5 mile walk one way to this DFAC from where we work. I'm on my way back. I make it to roll 2, which was the field hospital, and there's like a barricade that pops up. You got to walk around. We just got done watching, I think it was some sort of karate style fighting movie. So I know as a kid you watch those, you get all amped up, right? You're like, oh, I can do that. Yeah, well, I had one of those moments. I had my Wild Tiger and my Boom Boom energy drinks surging through me, and I was just like, man, I got to move, you know. And I see this barricade. I'm like, I could combat roll over that. So I went for it. But instead of clearing it, my feet got caught on the top of the barricade. And so I ended up rolling. It was not graceful, but I rolled out of it. But when I stood back up, mind you, my rifle was all clanking on the ground on the concrete. I stand up like, got all my digits, I'm good? All right. My pride's the only thing hurt. Look over. As I'm standing up, I see one foot, another foot. I look up. It's my commander. He just looks at me, shakes his head, keeps walking. And then my first sergeant, they had a sidebar, and I'm like looking at them like, what's going on? My first sergeant comes up to me and is like, You really think that was the best thing you could have done? I was like, no. He's like, think you could probably walk around next time? I was like, yeah. He's like, you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, first on. He's like, good. And he slapped me upside the back of the head and was like, get back to work.
Okay, yeah, I got another one then. It's also on deployment. So they had freaking some light sets that you could pull around on a tractor, and I was parking it after we borrowed it from the meta guys, and I was backing it up, and I might have backed it up into the freaking the concrete barricade.
Seawall? Yeah.
And yeah, and fucking, I'm like, I see freaking battalion commander, XO, freaking looking at it. I'm like, everyone's okay. I'm okay.
I mean, that still doesn't beat when Armament was clearing the gun on one of those and shot the concrete
Your
barrier in
mic
front
is
of the
going
aircraft.
low. Your mic is going low. I didn't hear a single word.
Yeah, Corey. No
My
one
bad.
loves you. No one.
So that does not beat the story of when Armament, mind you, the munitions and electrical people of our aircraft,
Okay.
was trying to clear the 30mm machine gun attached to the aircraft. They didn't check to see if it was loaded. So they went through the clearing functions and ended up shooting one of the barriers immediately in front of the aircraft.
At least he didn't shoot the aircraft.
So everybody was fine and the aircraft was fine. It was just one of those things where it's like, really, dude?
Yeah, that's how you make stupid shit happen.
That's why we couldn't have them loaded for the longest time.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Alright. What other topics we got?
I'm saving a couple because,
Alright, real quick for our theories and our minds to get going. It's not really a theory, but it's not wrong.
wrong.
100 years ago, everyone owned a horse, and only the rich owned cars, right?
Well, yeah, it would have been the Depression.
Now today,
Even if they could afford horses.
Now today, everyone owns cars, and only the rich own horses.
Not what?
Not quite.
Huh?
No, not
What?
really.
No.
I mean, if you think
The rich
about
own very fancy horses and like racetrack horses and such of that nature, but it doesn't cost that much to buy a horse.
it's expensive though.
It can be.
If you
But
can
if
buy
you
a
know how to
horse,
budget, you'd be fine.
if you can own a horse and maintain it, you're basically rich because they're not cheap.
I have a strong argument against that because I have many friends, not only in this state but back home, that came up from little to nothing that have farms, but they're nowhere near rich. They're getting by. If they have the land, typically back home they have horses, but everyone's making a modest wage. There's nothing rich about it.
Okay.
I think in your mind, bigger cities that would probably play a role.
Why would you have a horse in a big city?
Because if you're rich, why not?
I mean, but you also got to think about it. In Louisiana
Lions,
and all the
tigers,
big
something.
you got to think about it. In Louisiana and all the big cities, they have those horse carriages that pull people around for tourists.
We got those back home too.
I don't know where back home is for you, but still.
Wow.
Let's just say the redwoods in California.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Way to know.
Anywho's.
So what was so we were just supposed to argue about horses?
It was a little argument on rich people owning horses, basically.
I'm poor and I have a car.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Do you have a horse though?
I wish.
Okay,
no, I don't. I don't want a horse.
You're not rich.
No, but he has a donkey.
Oh, you have an
Yeah,
ass?
his name's Odie.
Oh, hi. All right. Here's another one though, and you can't deny this one. At one point, your parents picked you up and put you down for the last time.
True. No argument about that. Whether it been parents or a parent.
Both. No matter.
Is this those mind boggling? Yeah. My mind's in a bottle thing?
Yeah.
It's like my mind's in a bottle.
Get me out of this bottle.
What is this, a school for ants?
All right. last
I got one
one.
of those for you though.
Go
Two
ahead.
when you're done.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So the more times you light a lighter, the lighter it eventually gets.
It took me a second on that one.
Yeah.
It's lighter.
Because the fluid.
Unless it's in Afghanistan and that shit just evaporates in the lighter.
I heard about
Blows
that.
up.
If you don't
That's-
smoke pot because you're afraid it'll make you paranoid, you're experiencing the side effect without even smoking.
I mean, everybody reacts to that stuff differently.
Last time I smoked, I wasn't paranoid, but I could not talk, I could not walk, I could not function. And my blood pressure was through the roof. That's why
I'm
I
not
don't
so
smoke.
sure that was the only thing that was on that.
I don't know, but I couldn't. I don't smoke anymore. Like that's it.
I've never smoked.
Bullshit. You smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, if we're talking about the wacky tobacco, I'm gonna have to plead the fifth, brother.
All right. What's another one? You said you had two of them. That was your one. What was another one that you had?
The one that you were gonna do, which you just did.
Ding dong.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Are we staying? We sticking with military stuff right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Never mind.
I mean,
I mean, we can steer it off course. Go ahead.
I mean, I was gonna say congratulations. I know this is not a big thing in the big wide scope of things, but congratulations, Juan, Noel Han, on your 200th Rebirth win. So proud of you.
Grazie.
You were cracked out. It was his mind. He had a juggernaut and everything.
It was great.
Wow.
Ooh.
And then the next game was just tragic, but it's fine. We're not gonna talk about
Well,
that.
we're not going to talk about the next game.
Let's discuss this though. Since April Fool's is done with,
Thank God.
what did we think about that April Fool's thing that Rebirth and Battle Royale had?
All right. So, I'll go first
Go ahead.
because you know me. So those. It was a good idea. It was a good idea. It was good to mix it up. You know, it changed up the pace. You know, so there's not so much of the monotony of doing the same thing over again. It's a little injection of extra. You know, so but it really was more fun for people that were that are hardcore, really good at the game. Like it was more so like I love it because I'll go watch my favorite YouTubers and they're like, oh, it's so great, this is awesome, and I'm like, my experience is different from theirs, obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like you know, but everyone has a right to their opinion. I think it was good that they tried something different and they mixed it up and brought people in to play it.
Well, that's
But
the thing, though.
I didn't enjoy it myself.
They did
It was
last
sensory
year as
overload,
well.
man. That's all it was.
Yes.
I couldn't handle it.
Dude, fucking. So the big streamer Mark Clark. So I hopped in his stream after I got done streaming and all because I rated him and to talk to him about the new update because he hasn't played Rebirth when I rated him.
Right.
And he was like, so what is Rebirth? Like, I heard they got a new update for April Fools, and I chatted it down. I was like, start off with Specialist Perk. Loadout drops off the rip. What is it? Redeploys till Final Circle. And he was like going on and on. He was like, dude, and he was just asking questions. And it was weird, bro. Like, what I didn't like about the Rebirth was redeploys till Final Circle because there's so many people.
There's so many. You think you have position and like that? Like I think it was like our first game, like where we had I think we ended up like third or fourth place, where we're all on top of prison and we're like, all right, we're positioned good, and then you look up and then everyone's just floating in on top of you, and you're like, son of a
people, bro. And on top of that,
they just gave you the specialist perk, and you're like, okay, what do I have and don't have here? Like,
exactly.
I know I have tempered. Apparently, I have combat scout. Like, am I ghosted? I have no idea.
It gives you every perk in the game. Okay. So you have everything. So you'll have the discount at the store, quick fix, tracker, all the perks.
And on top of that, the battle royale Like, what threw me off about that the first time we hopped in, me, you, and Zombie, no parachutes.
No parachutes,
Like,
no fall damage, no
we
explosive
we
damage.
picked
Fucking-
way off course to think that we were gonna glide to it. As soon as we jumped, we were like, "What the fuck? Why is my parachute not working?" And I'm thinking, bro, I'm gonna turn into Tim the Tap Man. I'm gonna break my legs again. And I was like, "Wait, what just happened?"
Well, then you had the as long as you won your gulag, you keep going back to gulag.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And on top of that,
We've never won any.
the incinerator rounds pushing your enemy away from you.
Any explosion, any kind of fire, thermites, gas grenades, any of that stuff would just send people flying.
So I'm not even gonna lie. Last night when we played Battle Royale, I shot a guy with my RPG that almost killed me, and I'm glad it pushed me out of the way. That saved me, bro.
Right.
I shot him with my RPG, and I just flew back, and I was like, "Oh, thank God!" And I just ran.
But like, if you went into it, like if you once you learn like what everything is, how everything's going on with the like the regular battle royale, like if you go in it with a class that's set up to troll people, then you can have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, my problem is like it was like, what the hell's going on? I don't have the right attitude for this. This is fucked up. I'm not liking this.
Yeah.
But if I had known what was going to happen, which the next game did play there, I went in with incendiary rounds and was like, "Ooh," the guy went flying across the map, which is funny. It's funny.
It is funny. So
What's not funny is how other people can one-shot me with an RPG. But when I try to do it, it's like a slap to the face.
Dude, I do want to bring that to the table though. The War Machine. I picked that bitch up on Rebirth, and I shot a guy point blank, and he fucking killed me. I didn't even kill myself, and I didn't even blue plate him or anything. I just hit him and it like with the white armor, and I was so confused. I was like, "What?"
That's why you gotta find the grenade launcher. That thing just fucking
That's what it was.
one tap.
That's what it was.
What? The straight grenade launcher?
It was
or
the straight
War
grenade.
Machine?
It was the straight grenade launcher.
I'm talking about the Modern Warfare grenade launcher.
No, I didn't have that.
That one smacks. The Vanguard one, yeah, the Vanguard one's kind of booby.
Are we talking about the tan one, where it's like a 6-round?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one I had.
these just suck.
Dude, I shot him point blank.
Okay, if you suck, then
It was a dead grenade then.
Okay. Gotta wait 10 seconds for hang fire, okay?
Right. That's why I always check out my TikToks, man. I use those all the time. Just kidding. Just the one. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen my newest TikTok yet, check it out.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker. Anyways, what else do we have to talk about? What were the ones that you were waiting for the last for the military?
Mainly just the kind of raunchy one, which would have been like the smoke pit banter.
What is smoke pit banter to you? Like,
just the random things that you never thought you would talk about ever a day in your life, let alone in public with people you hardly know. It's like the really weird stuff that comes up over sharing a moment while smoking a cigarette. While being in the service.
I got you.
Oh, God.
Okay. For guys. Only guys. Maybe girls. Have you ever taken a shower and then just went to wipe your ass and you felt a hair inside of your asshole, not outside, and you went to pull it and it was longer than expected?
Absolutely not.
Bro,
this is what you brought onto
in the shower though.
Dude,
what?
Straight up,
who wipes? I mean,
no.
what?
Listen, just to clean your ass crack, basically. So,
I mean, okay, I understand you there.
No, because that's cleaning your ass crack. Yes, but you went digging.
No, I wasn't. I didn't go digging. It was outside.
Hey, listen, you can't be putting things in there.
Just listen. All right. So there was a time. There was a time that I was taking a shower and I went to wipe my ass crack. Okay. And I felt a hair coming out. I was thinking it was just like a hair on my ass. Because guys,
I think you might be giving the viewers a little more than they bargained for as far as what you're into.
Shut up and listen.
I am one of the viewers too.
I went to pull it and I felt my ass just suck it back up. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't think you should have fought it. You just let it have it.
The hair was obviously just shushing you along.
Dude, I fucking pulled it. It was a hair this fucking long in my ass. I blame Cindy Lou Who, but
Was this recent?
it gets recent every other time.
Every other what? This happens more than once, Walter?
It does.
Like,
It
okay.
happened more than once.
That's on par, but I was talking more like somebody just walks up to you, sparks up a cigarette while you're either vaping or you're having a cigarette, right?
Okay.
And they just look at you and be like, "Hey, man, think about it. The Earth's flat."
Get out.
No, but you hear them out, and like,
Oh,
no one's ever sailed across the entire
Hey,
globe before.
Rex. Hey.
Why can't we go to Antarctica? You know, those questions start arising.
What's up? Doing a podcast.
Okay.
I didn't like.
I mean, there's like those kind of conversations where someone comes up to me like that isn't like I'm not smoking a cigarette. I'm not into smoking. Those conversations where I'm walking down the street and some random like drunk man walks up to me and talks about his adventures in Vietnam.
Zombie, this is Shotgun Mouthwash. Yo, we're talking about military experiences and stories. What's so I know you don't smoke, but I'm pretty sure you chill with people in the smoke pit. Yeah. What was some funny, unexplained topics that came in for you? Like
random.
For example, like the Earth is flat and you hear them out, or some other shit, like some random stuff that you talked about.
I don't know if it's appropriate.
No, go ahead. This is 2 pokes, 1 grunt, bro. This is a military podcast today.
Yeah, it's just weird and wild stories, bro. Like,
still here.
Either things between dudes, like what they did on deployment, or fucking just like random stuff. I don't know, like.
Okay.
It's not like specific fucking. It's just a bunch of weird shit.
Real quick, this is what I'm talking about. So you turn it on. It connects.
Yeah.
Stand by. And it starts playing. What the fuck?
Oh.
Now it doesn't want to work. It was playing news or something earlier. I swear to God. Anywho's, funniest way you smoked a private. Go.
Oh, funniest way I smoked a private. So
camera's right here. Go ahead.
Deadass in Korea.
Get down here. Get in here.
Sorry. Deadass in Korea. So had a private, just doing completely dumb stuff, and I don't like being told to smoke, dudes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things. But this kid was like really getting on my nerves, and he's being really cocky and really arrogant. So I was like, all right, bet. You know, it is what it is. So early in the morning, we were at Sec 4.
Okay.
And this dude was just like on some shit, right? And I was like, yo, you're gonna meet me at, you know, one of our places at a certain time. Well, a certain time came up, he didn't show up, so I'm immediately calling this dude. He's not answering. Fucking, I get one of my other buddies to call him. He shows up finally, and I just go straight into smoke. Like, I was like, yo, you see this hill? You're gonna fucking run this hill. All right, you have like 30 seconds to do it. All right, you see where that other shack is? You're gonna run there. You got like fucking 5 minutes, because like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's spaced out, right?
Yeah.
So he's like hitting it. Fucking, he's like late a few times from the time hacks and everything. I'm just fucking this kid up. And the only reason I was because the attitude he gave to me, like when he showed up, and come to find out, it was flight ops day.
Ooh.
And that's when they were bringing people in, and BC at that place saw it, and he wanted to get me for hazing. But I was just like, fucking this kid's life up. It was funny as shit. He was trying to get the kid to like file a report or whatever to go with IG and all this other shit. And I'm like, bruh, no.
if you file that report, we'll have some fun again.
But no, dude, I had him doing like burpee long jumps. I had him running. I had him like fucking like knocking out a shit ton of push-ups, flutter kicks, all the night, like the whole 9 yards, man.
Shit. I wish I was there.
The worst exercise has to be Little Man
I
in the
think you were at
Woods.
the other place.
Oh yeah, facts.
Hold on, what is it, Corey?
The worst exercise I've ever been made to do as a punishment is probably got to be Little Man in the Woods.
Oh, bro. Little Man
That
in the
one's
Woods.
rough.
Dude, I've done Little Man in the Woods. I've been
Monkey
on the
fuckers,
farm.
monkey
Monkey
fuckers.
fuckers. You ever been a tank?
What?
You ever been a tank?
You gotta explain that.
So you go into a full squat, right? And then you're doing like one step at a time. You go clinkety clank, I'm a tank, boom. There's a certain NCO that had me doing that all around the motor pool because I was 1 minute late.
I'm gonna do that to my private next time. Clinkety clink, I'm a tank, boom.
Yeah, you gotta charge it back, boom.
We had guys go get profiles for dumb reasons. Well, I can't really say dumb reasons. They got legitimate profiles saying they couldn't lift more than like 5 or 10 pounds, right? And so to get around that, if they wanted to be cocky about it, we'd either give them a piece of paper to hold out straight in front of them or a pencil to balance on both their index fingers straight in front of them for as long as they could hold it there, or as long as I got tired.
World's heaviest profile.
Yep.
I've done that one. I got one from Sergeant Snyder.
Oh god.
Where if you're on a dead man's profile and you're still like being like a total fucking cuck and everything about it, fucking you do face crunches.
Yep.
Face crunches.
You do like 1,000 eyebrow raises. Fucking God, what was? God, what's that one that? Fuck. Sorry, Monday used to love.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
We'll ever do
Oh,
cherry
fucking
pickers.
Stars.
I'm a star.
Yeah. Good times.
I told him about the solar system, have the private just spin in a circle, have the earth rotate around him.
Yeah.
And the moon. But yeah. Welcome to the podcast. You want to get in on next Saturday?
Sure.
I know Cindy Lou who's going to be in it because she's going to be here.
Alright, well, then downstairs, if that light goes off,
I'll call you if it goes off again.
I don't know about new stuff, but yeah.
Thank you for the stories.
Yeah.
And that is shotgun mouthwash, people.
I think that's basically all the topics I had for the military side of this. If you want to roll into the stuff you were thinking about.
Those were the ones that I put in earlier were the ones that I was talking about. We can save the topics for next week, too.
Yeah.
So, anybody else got anything? Zombie?
Crickets.
I ain't got nothing for you.
All right, Corey?
I'm all good, man.
All right, from now on, this is still going to be considered the Goonie Squad Pod, but the title is going to be 2 Pokes, 1 Grunt, and we'll have like guest stars, as in
Ooh,
Cindy Lou.
I like this.
I'm going to have Shotgun Mouthwash hop in on this every once in a while. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. Hell, I'm going to try and get Shotgun's wife in this as well so that way she can tell us some stories that Shotgun told her about being in the field and all that and what she experienced as a wife. And depending on the other people that usually participate in the podcast, if they join in, we can talk about the COD games and talk about like life experiences, so on and so
All
forth.
right, we could talk about how water isn't wet.
Water is not wet. Fire.
Pain.
Fire.
Thanks, guys.
Penguins can fly underwater too, if you didn't know.
Yes. Did you know penguins can jump up to 6 feet? Literally just standing there, they can jump up to 6 feet. No kneecaps. Interesting.
Yeah. And the chicken came before the egg.
I got you. Zombie, type it. Yep, there it is.
There it is. I got you.
A baby panda is smaller than a mouse. What?
Tiny.
What?
Kangaroos, I believe,
Okay.
are the same.
Let's talk about this. Hold on. We know the size of a food grown panda. How the fuck is a baby panda smaller than a mouse, and how does the mother like handle it?
What do you mean handle
Very
it?
carefully.
Yeah.
You gotta think about like they have fucking paws. Do they just like scoop it up, or they like press
Yeah,
it?
like,
Pretty sure they just cuddle up next to it, let it grow, let it nurse.
What, for the next fucking 3 months without eating?
I think they grow faster than that.
Let's
I'm pretty
see.
sure they do.
Okay, a newborn panda's size. All pandas are born very small. The average weight is 100 grams.
How much is 100 grams? Is a
Yeah,
question.
English.
0.2 pounds,
0.2 pounds, bro.
Itty bitty.
which is only 1/900th of their mother's weight compared to 1/20th for human babies.
That is
That's
very
a
interesting.
huge. So cute though.
No.
Cutest little
I got it.
baby panda. What the frick? Get out of there. I'm just saying. A little baby panda.
I
It's
got
the
you.
cutest
I got
little
you.
thing. Oh my god, that's horrifying.
For everybody in the chat, this is what a baby panda looks like.
Like fucking look how tiny.
Well, I have it in the chat. I
I don't care, but this one's like compared. Looks like a little fucking naked mole
Holy-
rat.
It does, bro.
They're so
Okay.
cute. You know what I'm thinking about right now, Corey?
No. What's up?
I killed a panda.
Tropic Thunder.
Killed a manda?
Alright, I got some lime.
All right. If we don't have anything else, peeps.
Oh, next time we do this, I expect to see hydrate on your drop-down list.
Yeah, I took it off because zombie. I didn't have water last night.
Oh, who? Because of
No,
who?
Not you. That was on
Huh?
me.
What?
I didn't have
Huh?
water last night, so I had to take it off.
Hmm.
That's when I redeemed gave you a fucking points back.
I'm a
Yeah.
few points shy, but you better give
How
Rex another
the fuck am I
treat.
sweating, bro?
Look at I don't even like this wasn't that hard, man. I don't know why you're sweating so hard.
Dude, it's not even hot inside. Like, the fuck? Okay.
I love how
anyways.
like the camera finally started working so I could see you on this. It's super.
Well, the camera's been working. Anyways.
I know it's working. Yeah.
Anyways, we'll catch y'all next Saturday on the Goonie Squad Pod. 2 pokes, 1 grunt.
Peace.